Offering our collective salutations to the Almighty, respected elders, devotees from across the globe, staff and students, Sai Ram, good morning and welcome to the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival. Today we celebrate Argentina, a nation where passion meets poetry and rhythm meets reverence. Lovingly known as the land of the tango, Argentina dances to the heartbeat of its people, vibrant, expressive, and full of life. From the breathtaking peaks of the Andes to the wide pampas and the soul-stirring streets of Buenos Aires, every corner of this nation sings of emotion, artistry, and resilience. Argentina is a symbol of liberty and bravery. Its music, literature, and football alike embody the indomitable spirit of striving, unity, and excellence. With its warm hearted people, rich cultural legacy, and enduring faith in humanity, Argentina stands as a testament to the beauty of diversity and the power of togetherness. It reminds us that when the heart leads with love and purpose, the world truly becomes one family, una familia. As part of the Universal Wisdom for a United World lecture series, it's our honor to welcome Mr. Claudio Maria Dominguez, a celebrated writer, motivational speaker, spiritual communicator, life coach, and conference speaker from Argentina. A household name across Latin America, Mr. Claudio has spent more than 3 decades guiding millions on the path of conscious living, meditation, and inner transformation. His journey began at a young age as a child prodigy on the famous quiz show Oto Pregunta. Through his best-selling books such as Todo es Uno, Sé tu propio hero, and El Perdón, and through his widely acclaimed programs like Heseti Cargo, Mr. Claudio has brought spirituality into everyday life, making it practical, relatable, and deeply transformative. Renowned for his ability to express profound truths in simple and inspiring ways, he continues to illuminate hearts through his talks, workshops, and writings. His message is universal to awaken consciousness, cultivate compassion, and live with awareness and joy. Mr. Claudio's talk will be played through a video message. May we have the video, please?
Matu ilirwa elarigu Indonima munday Argentina dinda bandirugudu ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಮತ್ತು ಗೌರವ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಶಾಂತಿ ತುಂಬ ಅಗತ್ಯವಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ಕಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೂ ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. I hope this is understood by you. Dear Swami, dear Madhusudan, Sri Sadguru Madhusudan Swami, I hope you understand me, and I know you do understand me because you understand me with your heart and with your beautiful mind, of course. There is a reason why I tried to learn the words to say at least thanks for this honor, thanks for sharing, thanks for being there with you and your wonderful organization. My name is Claudio Maria Dominguez, and when I was offered the chance of speaking in Argentina's Day, in this wonderful homage of one world, one family, I said, yes, of course, I do accept. I'm not in India. Do I send the message? And my friends, Rosana and Jorge Berra, said to me, yes, Claudio, please do it. Swami allowed that when we told him that you had been in the most beautiful uplifting, higher vibration relationship with Sathya Sai Baba 30 years ago, and that you were kind of a journalist, an investigator of the spiritual phenomena in the world, having interviewed many sages, many spiritual beings. And Swami said, yes, please, he can send the message. So thank you so much. And there is a reason why I wanted to say these words, Priya Swami Matuil Nirvai El Larigu in Kanta, the language from Karnataka, that is correct? Because when 30 years ago we were also representing something from Argentina as a homage, as a performance, musical singing, dancing, poetry for Sathya, for Swami Sai Baba, I was the master of ceremony, which shows roles, just roles, ego playing roles, master of ceremony. But I wanted so much to do something special for Swami, for his people, and I learned it in Telugu. 30 years ago, I had a better memory. I'm a grandfather now. With 3 grandchildren. My memory is not the same. So I had to write it down. I tried to learn, look, Kalisutidri, Torisutidri, Matu, Hanchikolutidri. It was difficult for me now. And years ago I could do it very easily. And so I said, yes, of course, I'd love to learn something for Swami in his language, the language of the heart, the language of love, but the language for your people. So we asked a lovely lady, Prashanti, and I sent her the words in English, like, dear Swami, thanks for being, thanks for the honor, thanks for your job, for your work, for your deeds, for your organization, for whatever you're doing for the planet. And the beautiful lady sent it to me phonetically, said phonetically. And I said, pronounce it for me. So this is what I could do. But I'm doing it with all my heart. So many times. Dear Swami, when I was with Sathya Sai Baba 30 years ago in the Purna Chandra in Prashanti, Nilayan, it was one of the highlights, maybe the happiest day in my life, because my acting was doing something happy for Swami. So he even played the celebration of being there. He said, oh, when I said, Annalara, Akalara, brothers and sisters, he said, oh, like this. I was, tears of joy. It was hard to follow that, because every 2 or 3 words, Swami was saying, wonderful, and the people and the students were all clapping. So I saw that the soul is the same, love is the same, love is the highest adventure. Supreme tool for this planet to remain alive. And when I knew what you were doing with one word, one family, one heart, one action, one dharma, one love, I said, God, if there were more people like you, 3, 4, 5 more maybe in the country, inspiring, yes, thousands of your students, your elders, your devotees, people who know you at least and know what you are doing with the hospitals, with the schools, with the university, with whatever you are creating, the miracles you are creating with your people every day, the planet would be different. Maybe we should be living in a planet in which higher vibration was bigger and bigger and bigger every day. But let's not focus on the dark side. Let's focus on this bright, beautiful aspect that you are teaching, that you are showing. You are continuing Sathya Sai Baba's message. You are sharing. You are ecumenically inspiring everybody. I know, because of the videos that I saw, that each day for each country there was a Catholic priest, there was a Jewish rabbi, there was a Muslim. Everybody was there. And that's the beauty of the connection. When you talk about religion, from Latin, religare, get together, join people. No religion should separate, should divide. What you are doing is joining people in love, hugging people in love, helping each other, helping the other human beings. And so, I don't belong to any religion specifically. My religion is love. My religion is the existence. My religion is gratitude. My religion is conscience, presence, the I am, the Soham. My religion is the Om. No. It's trying to be here, breathe, and love. And by breathing and loving, we can heal each other. We can heal ourselves first. We can forgive ourselves first. And then we can heal the planet. We can forgive our ignorance, our duality, and get into the unity. But who am I to say these words to your people if they listen to these words from you in a much better way? Okay, I'm a good inspirator, at least in my Latin countries, where I have the TV shows, the radio shows, the postings. I speak about this all the time. Your religion should be love. You should believe in yourself. If you're a Catholic, be a great Catholic. If you're a Jewish, be a great Jew. If you're an atheist, be a great person. Love, help, do things. Be a man of honor. Be a person of honor, a woman of love. The woman is the seed of the family. So what you're doing with your children, be coherent. How can you tell your children to be happy if you're miserable? How can you tell your children not to lie if you never say the truth? How can you ask your family, please be emotionally stable if you're changing like 10 times a day? You have no control over your emotions. You have no control over your thoughts, over your mind, your monkey mind. Something funny to light up this part of the message. When we were preparing the Pune Chandra in the stage, this performance for Swami, for Sathya Sai Baba, lovely Swami Madhusudan. When we were there, I have learned all my words by heart. And they were long words, 2-3 pages. What I read here is 10 lines only. And I tried to memorize. And so I was so glad, so enthusiastic. And Swami came, Sathya Sai Baba came out of the blue from the curtains, checking what things were going. Everybody, the actors, the dancers, the devotees were, wow, it's Swami coming to see us. And they were humbled or glad or crying. And I was shocked. And he came to me and he said, oh my good boy, and who are you? Who are you? The question in this planet when we are incarnated in the body. Who are you? And I said to him, Swami, I am master of ceremony. A ridiculous answer, pointing on the roll. I said it with love. And he looked to me and said, oh, master of ceremony. You are master of ceremony? And what are you going to say to me? And I forgot all the words immediately. They was blocked out. I said, I didn't even remember Analara, Akalara, nothing. I said, and he said, oh, so you are not master of ceremony. And I said, oh, Swami, I'm sorry, I'm not. Yes, good boy, yes. And he touched the third eye. He touched the forehead, and he said, now, yes, tell me, who are you, master of ceremony? And I remembered everything immediately. So he even played another lila, another beautiful mind game to teach the constant lesson of who you actually are, who you are. Don't identify yourself with the roles. You're not your country, your religion, you're not your profession, you're not your past, you're not the future, you're not your ideas, you're not your monkey mind, you're not your emotions, just like a horse going around. You are who you are. Who are you? If he was with me now, and he is all the time, I would say, Swami, you know the answers. I am who I am, playing for half an hour the role of master of ceremony. So this enables me to tell you the same. Thank you for being there. Thank you for letting me play this role for some minutes, just to inspire people to listen to your message, the universal message of love. One world, one family, unconditional, universal, complete, invisible but invincible love. This is it. I wish so many people knew you, and through you knew Sathya Sai Baba's message, the big sage's message, what we still have from Rama's story, from Krishna's story, what we have from the divinity in the Indies, such a rich, immensely rich spiritual country, maybe a milestone in the planet right now. And each master came with his story, but those stories, if you put them together, they go to the same thing. Who are you? What are you doing here? Why did you come here? And when you leave this body, where are you going? How does this game continue? This is like a video game. In which level are you? How is the Maya catching you? Are you entrapped by the Maya? Which is your level of consciousness? Can you see Maya? Can you observe Maya? Can you play Maya? If life is a game, can you play it well? Or the game is playing you? So the message is always the same. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Whenever I did silly questions, because I was interviewing Swami, he allowed that, Sai Baba. And when I was doing some questions that were not inappropriate, but Swami, who is God, where is it? He touched me always here and said, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up right now. Wake up, we don't have time. First time he said to me, we don't have time. I said, my God, is the tsunami coming to the Himalayas? It's a meteor falling onto the ashram. Are we all going to die? And he said, no, silly boy, everybody should wake up. And he pointed at the whole ashram. Everybody should wake up. There is no time. The only moment in which you can wake up is right now. Right now you have to wake up. There is no tomorrow. Of course, there is no yesterday. There is this moment to feel life within you. You can dance the dance of life within you. So thank you for reminding me this. Thank you for allowing us to know about this again and again and again. Really not to know. We are not learning anything. We are remembering everything. Thank you for reminding us who we are. Thank you for letting us reclaim our divinity, the Swami inside. I wish to see you personally very soon. I love such an honor of hugging you, touching your hands, your beautiful hands, your lotus feet, and saying thanks for permitting, for letting this happen in the planet right now, for the people who is already at your feet, knowing you, by your side, acting accordingly to your teachings, and the ones who will very soon do so, inspired with higher admiration for the job you're doing, for the lives you're saving, you're inspiring, you're healing, you're touching, you're elevating. There was something also the second day, third day I was in the ashram for the first time. I went back many times to see Swami at Prashanti Nilayan, and I wanted the interview. The ego wanted the interview. I want to interview the sage in India who for millions is like Jesus would have been in Latin America or in Spanish-speaking countries, Catholic countries. And third day when he was passing by, he said hi, but not really coming for my help in the interview, and said, Swami, please, interview. You invited me here. You know I'm not a devotee, but you allowed me to come here to interview. Please, so many kilometers from Argentina. Come the interview. I was like this, kind of crazy. Nice, but crazy. And all the people looked at me and said, how you respect you? Swami, how you say, Swami, come here. He invited me. He said I was going to have the interview. And so he looked at me, very serious, like playing angry. And he came directly to me and said, my God, what did I say? What did I do? Those eyes. And I loved his eyes. And he said to me, I am not Swami. And I said, how not? You're Swami, Sathya Sai Baba. Everybody comes to see you. They come to love you. They are learning the books. You are Swami. I am not Swami. I said, okay. And he said, you are Swami. And I said, no. I showed him the badge. I said, Claudio Maria Dominguez, Argentina, television. He said, throw the badge, throw the badge. I said, no, if I throw the badge, they don't let me get into the temple. I handle the temple, throw the badge. I said, okay. I said, I am not Swami, you are Swami. Never more, never more. Swami, Swami, only Swami, here in your heart. Point like this. Here in your heart. Only Swami, here in your heart. Learn this, and we're doing the interview. Maybe. He went walking by, and I said, oh my, if this starts like this, what can I get from this? And what I got were many wonderful, wonderful, unique moments in my life. So I always say we have a before and after those meetings in my first trips seeing Sai Baba. And the lesson when he left the body is don't be attached to name and form. Just be attached to the soul, to the master within, to the I am. I am there all the time. And now you came and you're doing what you are doing. And you are an embodiment of love. I wish we could all play and know for sure that we also are the embodiments of love, doing our portion of love, bit by bit, step by step, mountains of love in the planet every day. So that's it. Thank you so much. I could go again in the name of the Argentina, Nana que tu Santosh Matuga. You know, I tried. I love the tiriri. Kalli sutiriri. Tori sutiriri. Hanchi kollu tiriri. That's difficult. And danya badagalu. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Argentina sends all love, presence, and consciousness in this moment to place with all our hearts, just flourishing together, nourishing together, sharing together. Thank you so much, Danya Badagalu, many millions of times. Gracias. We say gracias por existir. Gracias por existir. Hasta siempre. Thank you so much.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Claudio Maria for sharing his wisdom with all of us this morning. Now we will have a short break, after which we will reconvene for Satyadarpan. जय 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 गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका जय 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 गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका जय शुभ मंगलदायका विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका 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 गजवदना गौरी नंदना गजवदना गौरी नंदना गजवदना गौरी नंदना गजवदना गौरी नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना जय 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 गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका जय 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 गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका जय शुभ मंगलदायका विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका जय शुभ मंगलदायका विद्या बुद्धि प्रदायका गजवदना गौरी नंदना गजवदना गौरी नंदना गजवदना गौरी नंदना गजवदना गौरी नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदना जय 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 गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका
साई अवतारा युगवतारा साई अवतारा युगवतारा दीन दयाला संकटहारा दीन दयाला संकटहारा साई अवतारा युगवतारा साई ब्रह्मा साई विष्णु साई ब्रह्मा साई विष्णु साई महेश्वरा साई महेश्वरा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा सत्य साई प्रेम सब धर्मों के बाबा साई साई परमेश्वरा साई परमेश्वरा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा दीन दयाला संकटहारा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा साई ब्रह्मा साई विष्णु साई महेश्वरा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा सत्य साई प्रेम सब धर्मों के बाबा साई साई परमेश्वरा साई परमेश्वरा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा
देवी भवानी जगत जननी जननी देवी भवानी जगत जननी मन्दहासिनी आनन्ददायिनी मन्दहासिनी आनन्ददायिनी देवी भवानी जगत जननी देवी भवानी जगत जननी मङ्गलकारिणि कारुण्यरूपिणि मङ्गलकारिणि कारुण्यरूपिणि नारायणी देवी नारायणी नारायणी देवी नारायणी महिषासुरमर्दिनि अम्बे भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनि अम्बे भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनि अम्बे भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनि अम्बे भवानी देवी भवानी जगत जननी
सत्य साई पादाम्बुजं भज रे मानस निरन्तरं सत्य साई पादाम्बुजं भज रे मानस निरन्तरं सत्य साई पादाम्बुजं भज रे मानस निरन्तरं परम पवित्रं पावन चरणं परम पवित्रं पावन चरणं परम पवित्रं पावन चरणं परम पवित्रं पावन चरणं कलिमल दहनं श्री गुरु चरणं कलिमलदहनं श्रीगुरुचरणं भवभयनाशन दुरितनिवारण भवभयनाशन दुरितनिवारण वर्तिपुरीश्वर पंकज चरणं वर्तिपुरीश्वर पंकज चरणं भज रे मानस निरन्तरं भज भज रे मानस निरन्तरं सत्य साई पादाम्बुजं भज रे मानस निरन्तरं सत्य साई परम पवित्रं पावन चरणं परम पवित्रं पावन चरणं कलिमल दहनं श्री गुरु चरणं भवभयनाशन दुरित निवारण वल्लीपुरीश्वर पंकज चरणं भज रे मानस निरन्तरं भज भज रे मानस निरन्तरं
Offering our collective salutations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru. Respected elders, devotees from across the globe, staff and students, good morning and welcome to Satyadarpan. Yesterday in his discourse, Sadhguru began by stating that the most important aspect of spirituality is faith, and it is the experience of that faith which enables a disciple to experience the oneness of existence. He further explained that once a jnani realizes the truth, they transcend all the notions of do's and don'ts, and it is only the immature worldly people who doubt and question the ways of a jnani. The 20th shloka says, Pravrittova nivrittova naiva dhirasya durgraha yada yatkartumayati tatkritva tishtata sukham. Sage Ashtavakra says, for the wise one, there is no difficulty either in action or renunciation. Whatever comes in his way, he does it and remains at peace. Describing the importance of being detached in performing one's duties, Sadhguru stated that a jnani is ever efficient, free from the burden of doership, and hence can accomplish anything they set out to achieve. Emphasizing on the mantra of detached leadership as a way forward, Sadhguru concluded his discourse. We now pray to Sadhguru to bless us all with his divine discourse on the Ashtavakra Gita.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शांति शांति शांति.
It is said that this relationship between a teacher and a student is a partnership. One cannot do it all alone. Teacher, however good in teaching, cannot ensure that knowledge happens. And student, however good in learning, cannot ensure that knowledge happens. When both come together, then it works. That is why in Taittiriya Upanishad it says, Acharya Purva Rupam, Ante Vasina Uttara Rupam, Vidya Sandhihi, Pravachanagum Sandhanam. What is the relationship between the teacher and student? The teacher comes first because he is the source of knowledge. The student comes next. Ante Vasin means the one who stays in the Gurukulam, resides here. Such a one comes second. What is the connection between the two? Vidya. Knowledge is the connection. And how does this connection is established? It is established through pravachanagum, through lectures, through discourses of the teacher. So this is how knowledge happens. When teacher and student come together and teacher speaks about that knowledge and the disciple receives that knowledge, and then the connection between the two is established through this knowledge. So Guru Shishya Parampara has always been the backbone of Indian culture. Ever since we started learning about things around us, we also taught it to others around us. And Guru and Shishya, that relationship became the most sacred and unbroken lineage. This is why this knowledge system still exists. Though for several centuries it was never even printed in books. It was through oral traditions that it was passed on. So when the Guru spoke, and he spoke only once, and the Shishya had to be so alert and attentive that just when it is spoken once, he had to remember and repeat it. That is the kind of qualification that the Shishyas had to have to be able to learn. And if they were unable to remember and recollect it immediately, that was the end of their discipleship. Guru wouldn't waste time repeating things. He would say it once, and the Shishya should be so alert and attentive, and so much of focus and concentration on what Guru is saying that it will just go inside the mind of the Shishya. And of course, he will repeat the whole day, that same lesson, till it becomes one with him and remains forever. So even though a lot of invasions happened in between and a lot of our printed literature was burnt or destroyed, and many of these gurus were also killed. They were beheaded or sent to the gallows, and so many things happened. Yet the knowledge did not die, because though gurus were not there, the Shishyas who had picked up this knowledge, they continued. Despite that, they say the amount of knowledge that remains today is not even 1/10 of what it was in India, because most of the literature was destroyed, and most of the people who knew that knowledge was destroyed, they were destroyed, and those who remained after some time, because of the changing times, because of the modern education that became necessity for you to get a job and survive, and patronizing the teachers, gurukulams and acharyas was not done by the governments. So this knowledge system slowly started diminishing, because there were no takers for it and no patrons for it. That is how most of the knowledge is lost. Only a percentage of it remains right now. And that is the tragedy of these times. But a lot of efforts are being put. I keep meeting people from around the world, and especially very many Indian people. Now a lot of effort is being put to revive this Indian knowledge system. Whatever remains with whoever around the country, they are invited, encouraged to share it, document it, record it, so that it remains there for posterity. And this knowledge is not just about art and philosophy. It is also about science, mathematics, geology, astronomy, and so many other fields which were already known to people. Imagine, we always saw that earth was round. If you see the representation of Vishnu as the Varaha Avtara, he takes that avatar to save the earth, they say, from Hiranyaksha, who was trying to destroy it. And he lifts it on his snout as a boar. And that earth was depicted as round. Though Western world thought of earth as flat till 16th century, they never thought that the world was actually a sphere. But they always thought the world was flat. Even when they were navigating, they did not know. Only after a while they got to know that this is actually a round thing. That's how navigations improved. But much of this knowledge came from India. The understanding that the globe was a round thing and not a flat surface. I went to Padova. That is where Galileo taught for some time in Italy. And there they told that when Galileo was teaching mathematics and astronomy, he was the one who said that the earth was not flat, but it was round. But the church thought that earth was always flat. So anybody who spoke against the orthodox systems were jailed immediately. Galileo survived because he was a good friend of the Pope then. So he managed to remain in house arrest for several years, 17, 18 years. He was not allowed to teach after that. So he had to leave Padua University and be on his own. But he fortunately was not killed or imprisoned because of the good offices of the Pope. But that is the kind of ignorance, and ignorance is equal to arrogance, as they say. They don't agree that they are wrong. Because to agree that you are wrong, you need humility. And humility comes only from knowledge. Vidya dadati vinayam. It comes only from knowledge, that you have the humility to accept new ideas and perspectives, and at least try to understand and not close your mind to new things. The Indian soil was always encouraging. It always learned new things from everyone and taught also to others. And that is why this knowledge system is one of the ancient ones. And it survived not just because of books and publications and research papers and things like that. It mainly survived because of the passion for knowledge between the guru and the shishya. Such gurus who spoke only once, and shishyas who heard it only once, but they remembered it for their lifetime. That kind of interest one should have in learning and teaching. Only then knowledge happens. Otherwise, the bridge between the guru and shishya is broken. Knowledge is broken. Guru is speaking, but shishya is not receiving. It's not going to work. Shishya is eager to learn, but guru is not teaching. That is also not going to work. The perfect combination is a good guru and a keen shishya. And through the discourses, the shishya learns, because ears, first thing we learn is from ears. First thing we learn about world is through our ears, through the sounds. Like a baby recognizes mother's sound. Even when it is in the womb, it hears people talk around it. And it remembers the sound of the mother's voice. So when it hears it again, it is immediately comforted because it knows this is somebody I know from my womb days. And that is how they immediately become comfortable. Mothers sing songs to babies, they sleep only because of that, because they feel comforted. So first creation also was sound, Shabda, then Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. Because of these, Shabda is the most fundamental way we learn sound. That is why Pravachana Sandhanam, Shabda, Pravachana or oral discourses were the ways to teach, because sound is the very first element that was created, and that is the fundamental way we learn through the sound. And that's why sound is very, very powerful. Shabda Brahmamayi, they say. It is divine itself. And so the method of teaching was speaking and listening. One speaks, the other listens. And through listening, actually, knowledge happens, because sound is in listening. And that student would absorb and that would remain. And today it's proven that Sanskritam is a very, very efficient language to create new neural pathways, improve your memory. And that is why most of our scriptures were first in Sanskrit. Second, they were in a sing-song way they were taught. Chanting was the way. Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita, the intonations of the Vedic chants were designed in such a way because that was easy for people to remember. Like children remember nursery rhymes if you sing it to them. But if you speak it to them, then they won't remember. So these were all designed like that. I should have been chanting it nicely, but it looks like these did not have any particular intonations given here, unlike Vedic books. These are like those verses of Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata or Ramayana. One can always adopt a tune and use it to remember things. But these are very simple shlokas, and it is a good way to start learning Sanskritam by learning Ashtavakra Gita, because a very simple Sanskrit, unlike the old Sanskrit which is there in the Vedas. Many of those words do not exist today or are not used frequently, so we do not know the meaning. The grammar is also quite different in the Vedic Sanskrit. Whereas here the grammar is perfect, the meter is perfect, the words are simple, and it's easy to remember Ashtavakra Gita. Even it's easier than Bhagavad Gita. So try to remember, and you make your own tune or whatever to remember this. This will help you. At least a few shlokas, you should have it in your mind all the time. May not be necessary to remember and memorize the whole book, but a few shlokas here and there. The last one we saw that for the wise one, it is not difficult to either engage or disengage from anything. The otherwise, the unwise people are those, once they start working, they cannot stop. Once they stop working, they cannot restart. Those are the problems with the people who are unwise, because they say get so attached to both doing or not doing. Both do not exist in a wise person. Whatever he has got to do as per the destiny, as per whatever the need of the place and the people, he does that. Once he's done, he's finished with it, he's no more attached. He's not looking at again getting and looking forward to doing it again. No, he's just quiet and silent. And if there is a necessity to do it again, he will go and do it all over again and has no problem. Or if he's not allowed to do it again, he does not sit and remember, oh, that was so nice to do, I won't like to do that work, I do not want to do anything else. Such ideas don't exist. Now one may say, I am a student, I want to be a musician, I love to be a musician. Am I a jnani or I am an agyani? Because I seem to be insistent upon one particular thing. And you also say, Swadharmo, Sadharma, you should do what you are born to do. So how do I differentiate between born to do, therefore I want to do, versus I have to do because there is a need to be done? This dilemma always exists. Sometimes you don't get to do what you love, but you have to learn to love what you have got to do. So those are the two things that are seemingly opposite. But that's again for the unwise people. Unwise people think, I was born to do this, I must only do this. Only in this I get joy. And anything else does not give me joy, so I shall not do it. Whereas the wise people say, yes, I have some talents and skills which were there in me, and through which I am doing whatever I am doing, be it singing, teaching, or medical work, or construction, or management. These are my inherent skills which I brought with me. But if I need to change over and do something else, I have no problem. I can always learn and do it. That is why lifelong learners, even though they are wise people, they don't stop learning. They learn everything new. And when I was in Gulbarga, we started the first school construction. I had no idea of what architecture is. I could never read a drawing, an engineering drawing. I did not know what is M20 cement, what is M22 concrete. I did not understand what is PCC versus OPC, what steel rod is of what size, where it goes, why should it go there and not elsewhere. I knew nothing about the architectural drawings. Sheets and sheets used to arrive like this. And I used to look at them, and I was in charge for some time of the construction of the building. And I had no background of architecture or engineering. Nor these internet connections were so good that just Google it and find out what is what, and at least you look like you are very educated and you know. That I had one small keypad phone, a small one, Samsung. It had a small screen. And the internet connection was non-existent in Gulbarga because we didn't have our own. And in those days in India, 2011, the internet was not as ubiquitous as it is today. Today we have come a long way. Within 10 years, internet is everywhere. Those days it wasn't so. So that time it was such a challenge to deal with the people who were working. Because if they ask a question, you can't reply because you don't know anything about the drawings. So to keep calling up the architect again and again in Bangalore and ask, what does this mean, what does that mean? He was a good friend, so he kept explaining to me. So I started learning things. I did not say, I have done chemistry, then I have done management. What is this engineering drawings? Why should I know? Why should I count cement bags? Why should I look at the quality of tiles and should look at steel and M20 or concrete? Why should I look? I never asked those questions. Whether I loved it or not loved it, I don't really know. But I loved the idea that I'm contributing to something great. And that idea made me feel that, yes, why not? Let us learn this also. There were days of very hard labor. Because you have to be out in the sun all day. And Gulbarga is sun is unforgiving there. It is very, very harsh. But you have to be there. You can't do anything. Unless you are there, nobody works. Only when they're supervised, they work. When you look the other way, they are gone. So that is how, and as Sri Srinivas sir always says, whenever we are not paying attention, that is when they do the work so fast and do it all wrong. And when we pay attention, they do it so slow and don't do it properly also. So he says, I look the other way and they finish the work, but they do it all wrong. That is how it used to happen. And then gathering all the laborers from the sheds and shepherding them to the site every morning was a task. But you can always complain, this is not my job. I am a highly educated, well-placed person. Why should I deal with all this? No, but we learn. And with that small phone only, I used to Google and search about things. And whatever I used to understand from that small screen, I used to read and learn about architecture, engineering, construction management, material management, inventory management. Also, there was no job which was small or big. Everything was okay. Everything was okay because we were working for a greater cause. So was I born to do construction work? No, that is not my passion. But then you have to love what you've got to do. So these wise ones are like that. They won't quote Bhagavad Gita, say, Swadharme nidaram shreyaha, I will not do construction, I will die singing the songs only which I am born to do. No, they will say, all right, if I have to change my track and learn to do something new, which is for the good of the world, I will still go ahead and do it. If that is what the divine wants it, I will do it. And that is how I know so much now. It really helps. I know all kinds of subjects, and even if something new comes, I learn it very quickly. In fact, my report reading has become so fast that you send me a report of 200 pages and give me just 7 to 8 minutes. And I'll pick up everything that is required in the report, necessary things. Not, I won't read all the English that comes with it. The statistics, the data, the important aspects, I would be able to summarize it. How did this happen? Because no time, under that pressure of no time, you had to deal with a lot of things. So your mind became sharper and sharper and sharper. It's like a knife. The more you sharpen it, the faster it cuts. So this ability to learn new things, to be curious about it, and yet not be attached. So once you're done, you'll drop it and you don't worry about it anymore. You don't look back and admire and adore your creations and say, oh, I did this, because of me this happened, and things like that. So pravrutta or nivrutta, the engagement or disengagement, do not have any effect or influence on the real wise people. They can handle it whichever way it comes to them. And even as I said, if it is not their cup of tea, they will learn how to make it theirs. They are very flexible, they are very open, they are curious, they are learners. So that is the way a human mind should be, absolutely plastic, as they say. Should be able to mold itself to anything new that comes. And human mind has infinite possibility, capacity. They say they did analysis of the great Sir Albert Einstein's mind, And Einstein's mind said that he has used just 5% of his total brain. I mean, mind is not brain, but the capacity of the brain, only 5%. With that, he was so intelligent. So I don't know, we don't use much of brain because we do not learn. Brain only grows like a muscle. Brain is a muscle. So the more you use it, the more it becomes strong. The more reading, more learning, more experimenting, more inquiry. This is what makes the brain stronger. How could they remember millions of words and lakhs of shlokas, these people, rishis, without writing it down anywhere? Their brain capacity was like that. Neural pathways like that. It's like you have a 2-lane highway, only so much traffic can pass. If it becomes a 10-lane highway, so much more traffic can pass. Like that, the neural paths in the brain open up when you read Sanskrit. You chant, sing, and memorize. That is the way it keeps developing itself. That is how the capacity expands. And you can do much more with the same capacity. Like on the same highway, any car can travel, bus can travel, trucks can travel. Likewise, once your brain expands and develops higher capacities, any amount of work it can do. And it can learn anything very quickly. It doesn't require more time. So think like that, and remember that you have to also memorize a few shlokas just for your brain development. That is provided you have one. 18.21, it's also another shloka that I have memorized it. I like this shloka. It's very beautiful. It says, Nirvasano niralambaha swachando mukta bandhanaha shiptah samskaravatena cheshtate shushka parnavat. What a beautiful idea. It says, the one who is nirvasana, he has no impressions or the instincts or the past baggage of habits. And niralambaha, who has no dependencies. Why? Because he has no desires. Nirvasanam means no desires, no instincts, no impulses. And niralamba means no dependencies on anybody. Because only because of desires we behave with people. We please them, we try to be nice to them so that they are nice to us and they help us. But if you are desireless, you don't have to depend on anybody. You are free, independent. Swachando, you are free. Swa means self. Chandaha means as he speaks or moves. So whatever he wants to do, he does. Whatever he wants to think, speak or do, he does as per his wish. He doesn't have to impress anyone. He doesn't have to please anyone. Because he has no desires and no dependencies. He is very free. And then mukta bandhana, free from all bondages. Nobody can bind such a person. Nobody can tell the person to do this and not do this. Why? Because he doesn't need anything from anyone. So why should he even do anything for anyone? That is the idea. He will still do for the good of all. But not because somebody told him to do or told him not to do. Nobody can bind him. So if you are employed, you are working for a company, you get your money from there, you survive because of them, then you have to toe their lines. You have to sometimes do all the things that even if you don't like doing it, because you are bound. Similarly, a relationship. You are a husband or a wife, you are a son or a daughter or friends or teacher, student, whatever be the relationship. There is an expectation in that relationship that binds you. You can't behave differently from the expected behavior of the relationship. Otherwise, the relationship will get spoilt. So because of the pressure of maintaining the relationships, you behave. It is a bondage of some sorts. But this man has no desire, no dependency. He is completely free and unbound. Mukta bandhanaha, no bondage at all. And how does he live? It's a beautiful allegory. He says, Shiptaha samskaravatena cheshtate shushka parnavad. In the winds of the samskara. Samskara means he has some ideas, like he was born to be a singer. Singing is his samskara. Shiptaha moves around in the samskara of the wind of samskara. How? Like a dry leaf floats in the wind. When the wind blows, the dry leaf appears to suddenly get animated and start moving around as if it has come alive. But the truth is that it is not alive. It is just following the wind. Wherever the wind is taking, it is flying. It has no mind of its own. It doesn't do it because it wants to do it. It's happening to the leaf. These people live like this. It's happening to them that they are doing what they have got to do. Their bodies are busy, minds are busy, hearts are busy, things are being done. But none of these they associate with themselves as if they are the doers of it. Then why are they even behaving? Why are they even singing, teaching, operating, or constructing, or managing, administering? Because Their samskaras are there in them. They were born to be a manager, administrator, singer, teacher, whatever. So they're just doing what they've got to do. They have no problem in doing it or not doing it. As the situations arise, they behave accordingly. They don't do it because somebody told them to do, and without that they are not going to survive, so they are doing it. They are doing it because that is what they were destined to. And you just follow your destiny. You don't fight with it. You don't resist anything. Like the dry leaf floats in the wind without having to put any effort, or without even having to think which way to go, what to do next, how to do next. These ideas don't exist in them. They spontaneously flow. But yes, they have some samskara, means some qualities in them which makes them do in a way what they are doing. For example, you are born, you are a good singer. You sing, but you don't sing to impress people, to earn some money, to get some award, to make a big name for yourself. These dependencies are not there in your singing. You are a pure singer. You are only singing for the joy of it. You are not singing to make anything out of it, or as I said, impress an audience. You are free. But the moment you want to impress an audience, you have to be on a stage, get a lot of applause and appreciation, there is pressure. Your singing is no more pure. Your singing is no more real. It's no more honest. That is what I was telling our artists who had come here yesterday, Chitrakala Parishad, and our university is doing an art camp. I told them, be honest, be original, be true to yourself. Don't imitate, don't come under pressure of performance and impressing people. Just be yourself. And a canvas is an exciting thing because it is all blank. It has no mind of its own. It can become anything that you make out of it. It's such an exciting opportunity, isn't it, to stand in front of a canvas? Of course, it can be very unnerving too. When 10 people are watching, what are you going to do next? Then you feel very unnerved because now you have to impress people, and whatever you do should be a part of the competition, and you must get a prize, get appreciated as an artist. You have ruined the joy of doing it. But just stand in front of an empty canvas, pick up a brush, some paint, and just start whatever flows through you. And that is why I was giving the examples of Vincent van Gogh, whom I appreciate and admire a lot. Because I saw in him some honesty. Of course, he had a tragic life and all that, I understand. But it looks like tragedy and art go together. Otherwise, no art comes out. So this Vincent, look, everybody, this Khalil Gibran is there. Great philosopher, but a lot of tragedies in life. So also, so many people I know of are very, very sensitive, very good artists, but some tragedies struck them. Anyways, Vincent van Gogh went through what he had to go through, but his interpretation of the world, his brush strokes are a subject of study today. How he saw the world, the Starry Nights, which became the most popular, but that's not the only creation. He has so many, including his self-portrait. I went to New York City Museum just to see him, and I had to kind of camouflage myself in some hoodie and all that, look like some American dude or something like that. So nobody recognizes me. Because it's very crowded, the museum. But I went because somebody told me that there are original works of Vincent van Gogh, including his self-portrait. So I was very interested in doing that. So I went all the way to look at that. Just standing in front of it, you feel it communicates. You feel the person inside the portrait. You feel the emotions in the colors that he has used. Every stroke of the brush that he has used, it feels that it's a conversation. It's something is being spoken. I know not many people will appreciate that. Not everybody has the heart or the eye to appreciate that. But I stood in front of that portrait. I thought of that person's life. I thought of what he must have gone through. Why did he paint it like this, not another way? How did he look at the world? Everything. The fields that he has painted, the farmers, and everything that he has painted, it has its own interpretation of the nature. He looks at the nature differently from us. That is his originality. Nobody bought his paintings in those days. He was very poor. He hardly had food to eat. He had to borrow money from everybody. He did not even have money for his own treatment. He became a psychiatric patient and took his own life. But then he had a heart that nobody understood in those days. But he was born to do that. Today his paintings are worth millions. People would fight to have one with them. And his replicas have come, and people have picked up that style of his things. So also I was mentioning about Frida Kahlo. That is another, she's a surrealistic painter. But again, it is her style. Before her, nobody was doing that the way she did it. She looked at her life, her tragedy, And I wondered why she always painted herself. Was she so narcissistic or self-obsessed? But the truth is, she had a very bad accident when she was a young girl. I believe she was traveling in some bus, and then there was an accident, and a rod went all the way into her back and spine and cut through the entire chest. And for that reason, her broken spine and back, she had to be lying in the bed for several years. And the only solace for her was when she was lying in the bed, the mother had hung a mirror on top of her bed so she could look at herself for grooming. But then she used that mirror as her own, self, as the object to be painted. She became her own muse in a way. And then she asked for some brushes and canvas and started painting herself and her moods, her emotions. So every portrait of Frida Kahlo speaks. You stand in front of her, there is some substance in that. It is not just a woman. Portraits are there of enough women around the world. But when you look at that, there is something happening. We don't know what is happening, but her energies are there. Her emotions are invested there. They're born to do what they, and they're very tragic life, died a very painful death. Hardly lived enough. But they did what they needed to do. So these are like those leaves, dry leaves floating in the wind. They're not deciding to do. She didn't decide to be a painter. She just wanted to deal with her pain and distract herself with something. And those days, no earphones, internet, tabs and mobiles, nothing. She had to just lie in the hospital bed whole day. And the only way she could think of distracting herself was just paint. And then whatever she created, she didn't even know that that was a style of painting. Surrealism was picking up in the Western world. She did not know. She did her own thing. So, idea is that these people don't have this doership feeling that I am doing it, so I must enjoy it now. They don't feel the doership because it feels like it's being done. They're just floating in the wind. Almost helplessly, you can say. As wherever the destiny takes, they are going. Whatever the divine decides, they follow. They have no mind of their own in that way. So it's very difficult to understand these people. Therefore, most of the people just brand them as mad people or crazy people or, nutcases. They say like that because they don't understand them at all. It's very difficult to understand these people who are just floating around. All other people want control on their lives and destiny. Without that, they feel so shaken up and they feel so restless. If I don't know what's happening next in my life, I'm so disturbed. I need to have a plan. I need to know how it's going to happen. I need to have control over my destiny. This is what makes all these people limited. They can't cross the line. They can never explore newer horizons because they're so very restricted and limited and bound. Whereas this jnani is not bound, floating freely, happily, wherever the destiny takes. What a wonderful life that must be. Nirvasanaha. No desires whatsoever, no attachments. Niralambaha. No dependencies on anybody. You be here, I will give you a salary, a lot of food to eat, and I'll take care of your comforts, so be here. I don't care. I'll be here as long as I want to be here. Tomorrow, if I don't want to be here, I will go. But who will feed you? Where will you stay? Who will take care of you? I don't mind. I will look at it later. So some people call these people mad. Good salary, good job, good accommodation, good this, and you're not interested in all this. So no, I'm interested in my freedom. I'm interested in my freedom. Not these so-called comforts that will bind me. But what about your relations, your friends, your wife, mother, father? None of these I want because everything comes at a price. Of course, you also benefit in a way because you have somebody to look after, you look after somebody. But then it comes at a price of your freedom. These people are not ready to compromise on that. As I was telling that, one poem was there in my school, Hindi school book. Hum panchi unmukta gagan ke. We are the birds of the free skies. Pinjar baddh na reh paenge. We cannot stay in the cages. कनक तीलियों से टकराकर पुलकित पंख टूट जाएंगे. By constantly fighting with those bars of the cage, our wings will be broken. We cannot stay here. We will not be at peace. It says, हम बहता जल पीने वाले मर जाएंगे भूखे प्यासे. We, the ones who drink from the flowing rivers, we will die of thirst and hunger rather than कहीं भली है कटुक निबोरी कनक कटोरी की मैदा से. The bitter berries of the forests are sweeter to us than these refined flour in golden cups that are fed to us in our cages. We don't want that. Another very beautiful stanza says, the summary is that it says, when you have given us the wings, please let us fly. Please don't restrict us. लेकिन पंख दिए हैं तो व्याकुल उड़ान में विघ्न न डालो. इसके चाहे छीनो, need whatever the cage of ours, you steal it away, you snatch it away, we don't mind. आश्रय छिन्न भिन्न कर डालो, destroy our habitats. लेकिन पंख दिए हैं तो आकुल उड़ान में विघ्न न डालो. But if you have given us the wings, O Lord, then don't let me be caged and don't let me be restricted from flying in those free skies. I'll rather eat bitter berries and live a life of abandon without the comforts of the cage and the on-time meals and food and water. I would rather fight with this cage, break my wings, but I shall not stay quiet until you let me go and let me fly in the free skies. This is why these Gyanis cannot be controlled. See, Krishna was there. Every Gopika wanted to control Krishna. You be with me, you are mine. Krishna is everybody's. But he is nobody's. Why? Because he is free. You may think he has become yours because at that moment he is giving all his love and attention to you. But that does not mean that he has become yours and you can control him. He is free. And people may fight over him, but he has no problem. When he had to leave Vrindavan and go to Mathura, he had no problem. People in Vrindavan cried, oh, what's our fate now? We can't live without him and things like that. But then his duty was calling him. He was floating like a free dry leaf and went from Vrindavan to Mathura. And in Mathura he was ruling for so long, and then he had fights with that crazy Jarasandha. And then what he did? He said, this fellow I cannot beat because he's too much to handle. And he shifted the whole kingdom to Dwarka, towards Gujarat. You from UP all the way or Haryana all the way to Gujarat. And he shifted. He said, I'm not going to fight with these people. That's why he has got a name called Ranchod. Means he ran away from the battlefield, coward. That is one name of Krishna. But he decided, instead of fighting this madman, he is not going to stop. Let me only go. I am not here to fight. And he settled in Dwarka. In Dwarka he created a kingdom. But at the end of it, all of them drowned in the sea. He left them, went to the forest, died alone. Looks like a huge tragedy. Born in a jail, died in a forest. Lost 3 places in life and still being cursed for whatever he did. But he was a free bird. Nobody could bind him. The Gopikas of Vrindavan could not bind him. The people of Mathura could not contain him. Even his own Kirtan Kinan Dwarka could not decide what he must be doing. He did what he wanted to do. This freedom is possible only for the wise ones. So don't do anything? Do they keep roaming around like vagabonds? No, they might be staying in one place only, but they are not dependent on that place for their happiness and peace. They are free, they will go anywhere. For them, the most cherished, most prized, most valuable thing is their freedom. And that they know very well. The moment you have a desire and a dependency, your freedom is gone. You may appear to have become free because you have got all the comforts and convenience and relations and praise and power and position and everything, security and everything, but you are bound. You are bound. You are not free. Whereas these people are free. How they are free? Like the dry leaf is free. When wind comes, it flies around as if it has suddenly come alive and become animated. Next moment the wind stops, it slowly comes and settles on the earth and lies there forever till the next wind comes. So unless they are inspired, they don't do anything. That inspiration is their wind. They are inspired, they will get into action and do whatever is required. Next, they are not inspired, nobody can move them. So it's very difficult to understand their behavior. They may appear like fools. Only fools are like that. How can you go for work for 2 days, 2 days you don't go for work? What will happen to your job, employment? All that. Lazy people also do the same behavior. And Gyanis also behave the same way, very erratic. Some kind of eccentricity is there in them. But they are not eccentric, they are not erratic, they are not foolish, they are wise, and they only do things when it is necessary and they are inspired to do. So when people ask, how do you do all these projects? Only when we are inspired to do. If we are not inspired, we won't take it up. And I've seen that when we were not inspired, we tried to impress people, try to put up a front or a facade, which was not real. It never happened. It never happened. I'm very thankful it never happened, because it was a great lesson, trying to please people, impress them, and come under the pressure of their ideas, and then not being in line with it, not aligned to that idea, and trying to do things, has caused so much of misery, pressure, and damage at the end to me only. And I learned the lesson. So unless it is inspired from inside, I don't want to do anything. So all the work that has happened, which has happened so far, it's all out of inspiration. Which country to go, what program to start, where to set up a foundation, what projects to take up, what not to take up. Everything is out of inspiration. Therefore, the leaf has no burden. Do you think leaf is putting efforts, let me fly faster? No. Or I don't want to fly, I just want to stay here. It doesn't say anything. Wherever the wind takes, it goes. There is no effort for that leaf. It lives a free, effortless life. This is the life of a Jnani. Again, this is a shloka which is like a North Star for us, a guiding light. That how to live in this world? Be free. And when can you be free? When you have no dependencies and no desires. That is why we have designed our ashrama dharmas. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, both are dependent and desirous. Brahmacharya wants knowledge. So it depends on the guru or the teacher or the gurukula. Grihastha wants relations, wealth. So it depends on the society, that ashrama dharma. Vanaprastha is slowly the withdrawal. He doesn't depend on the society anymore. He doesn't depend on the teacher or relations of brother, father, mother, sister, nobody. He's slowly moving towards a hermitage away from the society in the forest. And his dependencies are lower because he eats less, sleeps less, wears less, talks less, moves less, works less. So he has desires are very less. So he starts becoming slowly withdrawn. And finally comes the fourth stage of sannyasa, where he has no dependencies at all. Whenever he dies, it's okay. If somebody is there with him, it's okay. If nobody is there, also it's okay. Finally, we reach sannyasa ashrama, and then we drop off like a fruit which has just ripened, without efforts. That is the idea. The whole life has been so wonderfully designed, if only we'll have the courage to follow. Who has the courage to follow after building huge bungalows and stacking up fat bank accounts and comforts of the cars and hospitals around and friends and relations? Who is willing to walk away into the forest, leaving all this behind? Nobody. Who is willing to finally give up even that forest fruit and live on air and water? Who? But our ancestors did this. It might not be what it is today, but ancestors did this. They just walked away after some time, giving up everything they had built and amassed and accumulated and worked for, including their near and dear ones. They said, that is it. I was a part of your journey, this far, not further. I must move on, you must continue wherever you are. And because the ancestors, elders set an example, the youngsters followed. Today, elders only don't set an example. Till the end of their life, they're only counting money. Where is the inspiration for the younger generation to follow at all? So this is the problem. Our scriptures are very clear. You could be a Jnani within a lifetime, one lifetime. You don't need lifetimes. But then, if you follow the rule, only then. Otherwise, how? So dependencies are the reason why we are bound. Independence is when you are not bound. And independence comes from desirelessness, selflessness. There is a nice story, this is written after this shloka, where it seems Krishna and Arjuna are going somewhere. And Arjuna tells Krishna, whom do you grace? How do you bless people? He says, you want to see? Come. Then they both disguise as beggars and go to a merchant's store, a shop, and say, we are very hungry, please give us something to eat. And he is Krishna's idol and he's chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna while he's doing his work. But the moment he sees beggars, he says, oh, you are a bad omen, how you don't come near my shop, go away. He shoos them away. The Arjuna says, tell him that you are only Krishna that he is chanting. Krishna, Krishna. He said, no, wait, watch. He goes away and he blesses from far. May he prosper, may his business grow, may he become very wealthy and powerful. Arjuna says, for that kind of behavior, you are giving this kind of blessings to this man. More wealth, more power, more business. I don't understand. He says, wait, wait. Then they go further. Then they come across an old woman's hut. All she has is one old cow for her survival, which gives very little milk. With that, she drinks and survives. Then Krishna goes there as beggar and says, Amma, I am very hungry. Can you feed me something? She, though has very little, but she has the heart to share. So she milches the cow with whatever milk comes out of her udder and feeds Krishna. Krishna says, I am very happy that you have fed me. And then he moves away without blessing, without saying a kind word to her. And from far he raises his hand and says, let the cow die. And Arjuna is shell-shocked. He says, what's wrong with you, Krishna? That man shooed you away. He had so much of wealth, yet didn't give one piece of bread to you. You blessed him with more prosperity, wealth and richness. And here is a lady who has nothing but a cow for her survival. And she gives you that milk also to drink. And you have killed her cow also. Now how is she going to live? What kind of God you are? What is this grace that you are showing? Krishna says, that lady was dependent on the cow. And she thought cow is the reason why she is surviving, and she was not dependent on me. I have taken away that dependency also. Now she will totally depend on me. If I feed, she will eat. If I don't feed, she won't eat. Let her life be pure and free. That bondage of the cow also is gone now. Whereas the rich man, he has so much wealth. He is truly not devoted. He doesn't really need me. So I have, in a way, cursed him with more wealth and more position and power so that he never can attain me. He doesn't deserve me. So we don't know which way God blesses us. See, when Bhagavan told us to shift from Raipur, I shifted first. I've been a vagabond all my life, right? Because I don't really know. If somebody asks me which is your hometown, I find it difficult to say. I say I was born here, then I was raised there, then I studied here, worked there, and then I'm here now. And in between 6 months, I'm everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. So what is your address? Is there a permanent address? You have to write some permanent address and temporary address. I don't know which is temporary, which is permanent. In Puttaparthi, we used to have a joke. Everybody is permanently temporary and temporarily permanent. The world is like this. Everybody is permanently temporary and temporarily permanent. It means nobody is permanent. Basically, that's the idea. Everybody is temporary only. So when they ask what is your permanent address, what is the temporary address, I don't know what address to give. Because I have no address either ways. Temporary is also not, or actually everything is temporary. So that's my dilemma. So when Bhagavan told, okay, enough, you went and worked in Bangalore, now come back, we have a lot of work to do. Shift now. I told, where? So shift to Muddenahalli. I told, but I'll go to Muddenahalli whenever you tell me. But why do I need to shift there? I am happy in Bangalore. He said, no, I know you are happy in Bangalore, but there is something to be done. I did not have an idea that I am going to be a Sadguru and all in some more years from then. So I was thinking, why I have to go to Muddenahalli? Everything is difficult there, You want to get a cup of tea, I have to worry where to get the milk from. So I used to go out to the Muddenahalli square and go to the shop and buy milk powder from there and make milk and tea for myself every day. Then go to the Sai Prasad canteen and eat my breakfast, lunch there. So I was thinking, why I have to struggle like this? There is no freedom. I'm happy in Bangalore. But he said, no, you shift. Then he told me, you tell Nasimurthy, he'll give you a room and you shift here. So I shifted. I was living in B11 in Saidam. Then he didn't stop there. He said, tell your mother, sister, brother, everybody to shift here. Brother was in Puttaparthi at that time. He was working for the institute. He said, enough is enough. Ask him to finish his PhD and shift here. And then, okay, he'll shift here, but will do what? Because he's a very qualified person. There is only PU college over here. He's overqualified. He's a PhD and MTech and MSc and a BSc and all that. What will he do here? Let him come here. Let him teach. I said, but I have no income. He's at least having some income. You're stealing that also away. Now what will we do? So he said, no, ask him to come. So anyway, I told him, he also decided. Then he told, tell your mother and sister also to come. But I said, now they are happily settled in Raipur. My mother loves all the gossips around with all the relatives. She will have nobody here. And my sister is working there as a teacher. And she's happy doing whatever she's doing. Please don't disturb all this. No, ask them to come. Then I told him, my father is there. He's sick. He's a patient, heart patient and so much diabetes and all that. His doctors are there. His medicines come from there. He lives there. Mother looks after. How can I shift her? Then my grandmother is there. She lives with us. She's also old. She has broken her hip. She's in the bed. And my mother has to clean her, feed her, take care of her. How can I shift them? Then we have a dog. People can leave their mother, father, brother, sister. They won't leave their dog. How many people I've seen? Because of the dog's sake, they don't come for darshan. My baby will feel traumatized, they say, if I leave them alone. I told, there are some kennels are there. Why don't you put it in the kennels? Somebody will look after. They say, but yeah, I cannot put it for a whole day. Maybe for 2-3 hours I can leave. But if I have to come from Muddenahalli from Bangalore, I have to start early in the morning and go back only in the night. In the whole day my dog would be traumatized. I said, then what can I do about it, So when I listen to all these things, I get traumatized. I say, these people are devotees or not? Who are these? Anyways, that joke apart. So these many dependencies. If my mother has to shift, then my sister also has to shift that. Sister has to quit the job, then whatever the last source of income also will disappear. Then we have to get the dog here, but dogs are not here, going to stay in an apartment. How will I shift her here? Then my father, his medications. Then my mother, my grandmother, she is bedridden. How will I manage all these things? So I told, I am happy where I am. Leave me in Bangalore, leave them in Raipur, and we will come and do whatever you ask us to do. But now shifting all these circles here and then, then I spoke to them. None of them were ready. They said, it's not practical. It's not practical. Where will we keep all these people? Do you have room? Do you have facilities? Do you have a hospital? Do you have caretakers? How will we manage? Plus it's expensive here compared to Raipur. Raipur is cheaper city than Bangalore anywhere. So I went and told Bhagwan, this is all very impractical. No, you should shift them. I said, these are the problems. My father, my grandmother, my dog, my sister's job, my brother's job, and my mother's friends. All these are my problems. You know what happened? First, my grandmother died. She died in, I think, January or something like that. Within a few months, my dog died. I think around July. After a few days of my dog's departure, my father died. After a few days of my father's departure, the dog died. All within 6 months. One after the other, like this. And I am like, now what? Now he's saying, what are the problems now for shifting? Your grandmother is gone, father is gone, and the dog that you were worried about, that also is gone. All died one after the other. My grandmother died because of continuously lying in the bed. She had cancer, she survived the cancer. But one hip fracture, she couldn't survive. She died. My father had a heart attack, he died within 6 months. And soon after that, when my father's even prayers are going on, those 13 days, my dog ran into a scooter that was passing by in the street out of her excitement. Because my mother was coming from her walk, and the moment the gate opened, she just rushed to greet her. Meanwhile a motorbike was coming, and it ran over it. And I went and tried to do everything, but her kidneys had failed. We couldn't do anything. In front of us, the dog also. All that happened within 6 months. Then then Bhagwan told, now shift everybody here. Everything is gone now. What dependencies you have? I really had no answers then. Then I put my foot down and said, before anyone more people die, you better shift here. Otherwise, I'll have nobody to shift. So finally they agreed, okay, we will shift. And I tell you, in one room, I told them, bring the minimum luggage required because these rooms are very small. We are used to 4-bedroom house, but here there is only 1 bedroom and don't bring other things. They said, but bare minimum we have to get. No, we should have beds, our whatever, furniture, our kitchen, this and that. I told, still, knowing the size of apartments here, just bring bare minimum. Yet they brought a lot of things because they thought this is also necessary, this also will be useful, that will be needed. And when I went inside that room, 1-bedroom house was allotted to them. 3 of them were staying. My sister, mother and brother in the same room. It was like a go down. Where to put the foot, I did not know. So much luggage. And all of them were sleeping in the same cot, in the same room. And there was hardly any space. There was a little kitchen in which they were cooking and eating. There was one bathroom common for everybody. I felt very bad. I thought, what a world I had created for myself, I had made investments. I saw to that all of them can live comfortably. And here they're all piled up like, like animals in a small pen. It looked very bad to me that for my mother, sister and brother, I can't provide and I can't do anything. And I had no money. All my businesses collapsed, as you know all the story. He took away everything. Because even if something remained, then I had my eye on that. I wouldn't like to go and deal with it. But he took everything. Everything collapsed. I had never failed in my life in anything. Till then, everything was a success story. Suddenly, everything started going bad. Then my sister left the job. Anyway, that was not earning her. But then that was the only earning. That also is gone. And then everybody is here sitting. And like this, how long we have to live? 1 month, half a month, and then, everybody is not sure of the future. There is no control over the destiny, as we all know. We all want some control. Everybody is asking me, so what next? What are we supposed to do here? Whole day we are lying in the bed or eating food and sitting in the room. There is no satsangs then. There was no projects. There is no work. They are getting restless. What about our job? What should we do? What will we earn? How will we survive? What will we eat? I have no answers. I have no answers to any of these questions. Bhagavan is not giving any answers. He is telling, let them be. Let them be. Let them be. How long will they sit quietly in the room without doing anything? So what happens when you have nothing to do, the idle mind is devil's workshop, then you start digging the past. In that year you said this to me, in that year you said that to me, and then they start quarreling. And that became another nuisance for me. So I did not know how to handle this. This went on for 1 full year, by the way. Without job, without work, without any idea of what we are going to do next. All three of them holed up in a small room. While I was there, I was not there. If I was there, there was some peace because they could talk to me. But then I will go away to some foreign tour. I won't be there for 1 or 2 months, and then they don't know what to do with themselves. Such a chaos that was. We didn't know how to do. But 1 year they lived like that, in that pigeonhole. After that, the new apartments were being built. Then he said, okay, I'll give an apartment for them to stay. Let them shift to that. Still there was no clarity of work. Bharati was asking, what work should I do? I have no independence, I have no money, I have to always look at you and I feel bad. My brother said, I am so qualified, what am I supposed to do here? I told you, you'll get to do something. By the time the apartments got built and all that, then Center for Human Excellence started coming up. Slowly, paths started opening. But he kept us in dark for 1.5 years actually. Half a year of all the deaths and tragedies, and 1 year of absolute uncertainty and darkness. So we did not know how to react. We were just living by the day. So what I am saying is that Shipta samskara vatena. He floats like a dry leaf. He has no dependencies. Everybody envies the position that we are in today, at least I am in. How many are willing to let go of everything? How many will celebrate if the father dies and grandmother dies? Oh, good riddance, now they can shift and I can follow Swami. How many? Not even if the dog dies, they will not be happy. They'll say, how come dog has died with God around us? How could we lose our dog? They'll ulta ask questions to me. How many will let go of the relationships just like that? To follow God? Nobody. Raghavendra Swami's life is like that. Child dies, wife dies, everybody. Then only he becomes a sannyasi. Free. So these people look at life totally different from how a samsari looks at it. Samsari wants all the comfort, control, everything. Only then he is devoted. Then he will come for seva, then he will do a little bit of charity, then he will do a little bit of sacrifice. But what is needed, what God asks, if you want total freedom that you are supposed to have, you have to let go of every dependency and desire. Nothing you can hold. Nothing you can hold and call as yours. If I give you out of my compassion, enjoy it. If I don't give also, don't complain. Live a life like this. So that was a test of faith and endurance that Bhagavan did put us through. And we are happy that we passed and we came out in flying colors to such an extent that at some point in time, my sister came with some jewelry because we had no money to run this mission. Every month, every day, every week was a struggle. And now we can't even tell it out to everybody. And the moment you open your mouth, somebody will say, Bhagavan said, never ask money from anybody. You people are begging bowls, taking around, going around. So I used to feel very hurt if somebody said, because it was not my nature to ask. So I kept quiet. So those days were there. We didn't have money to buy our basic needs, for the house and things like that. What do we do? At that point in time, my sister came, and in that, all her jewelry, whatever she had, she came to offer to Bhagavan saying, use it for the mission. I felt very touched. I said, these are all I bought on my credit cards last few years. For her. Whenever I started earning and started having a card, I had to keep buying some gifts. Every time I'll go, I'll carry some jewelry, some small things. And all that she came and offered to Bhagavan, saying that all this is for your mission, as you want to use it. I don't want any dependency. I want to depend only on you, she said. That was a huge transformation for the little girl I knew who would fight for every little thing with us. You boys are getting all the things. I am a girl, I am not getting. So she will snatch and steal from us, fight for it. She let go of everything. She said, I don't want anything. I don't want to depend on anybody. Even this little jewelry that I'm holding, which is I thought was my security, let it go. She came and offered that also and told, now I am free. If you give me, I eat. If you give me a job, I do. If you don't, then that is it. However you decide. Then he gave him job, told go join Prakashna and things like that, and I will look after and things like that. So slowly, now the dependency was only on Bhagavan, not on any other things, including one's own personal money and jewelry. That lesson I had already learnt. I was the first to learn it, but they were next in line. So slowly, everybody learned that, to let go and only do what is necessary. After that, as the guidance came, as the winds were blowing, so also we were floating. There was no effort and no desire in it. Why I spent so much time on this shloka is that it is very, very powerful. And you must understand what does it take for one to live a life of freedom. And that wisdom that one needs to develop. And the wisdom is let go. Let go is the wisdom. Holding on is not the wisdom. The moment you let go, you can float. See, the dry leaf, till it was a green leaf on a tree's branch, was it capable of floating around? No. It was stuck to that tree, that branch, that for its survival dependence. The moment it broke away from that relationship of the tree, from the dependency on the tree for its survival, it was free. And how was it free? Whenever God wanted, it moved. Whenever it didn't want, it stayed. It had no problem with either of the situations. That is the life of a jnani. So depending on all these external paraphernalia, support systems, relations, wealth, securities, these all are reason for our bondage only. Then what do you do? Should we give up everything? Then how do we survive? Depend on God. If God wants you to be the king, be the king. That's what he's telling Janaka. But don't get attached to it. Don't depend on it. Your identity is not defined by your kingship. You are you, irrespective of whether you are king or not. That's your true identity, and be clear about that, he's saying. Your happiness is your personal choice. It is not a dependency on the situations and people around you. You should be happy irrespective of anything and everything. That is your freedom, he's teaching Janaka. We are dependent for our happiness and peace and security and all that. That is why we are never free. Everything we think we are free, but we are not. True freedom is this, let go. If you don't let go, if he's really, really kind to you, like the Krishna who took away the cow, like Bhagavan who took away all the obstacles from us shifting here, you will also stand to lose everything. Why? Because if you don't want to lose anything, you won't get God. You will be like the blessed merchant who has more money and more business and more customers, but no God. So choose the life that you need to have. Today I have everything. I had nothing when I came here. Today, in a way, I have everything. In the way, everybody is taken care of. We are staying comfortably. We have food to eat. If we fall sick, there is medicine. If we have to travel, there is a car. But none of this belongs to us. We own nothing. It means tomorrow, if for whatever the change of fate or destiny decides to take it all away, we can't control it anymore. If it is in my name, I can fight back. It's my car, you can't take it away. But I can't fight. The house that is in the ashram is not in my name or in their name. Tomorrow something goes wrong and everybody is kicked out, that's it, we are on the road again. So that kind of independent life it is. In the sense you don't depend on any of these things. Some people ask me, we are donating and we are getting this apartment, but this is not in our name, isn't it? I told no, this is always an ashram's property. You are only living as long as you can, and after you, a nominee can live for as long as the person lives. So why should we give such kind of money donations when this house is not going to be registered in our name? I said, we are not here property developers. We are not here to sell real estate. If you want to live in the ashram, it is your choice. If you don't want to live, up to you. But to build the place, you need some money, and we need that money to construct that. Some of them have argued. I've compared the prices of the apartment here with Bangalore prices, Chennai prices, Hyderabad prices. And you are overpriced, he said. I told, is it? How much price? No, you are 20% overpriced. I said, okay, so what do you want to do? I want refund. You have asked me more money than. I told, I'll give you the whole house, take the money and get lost. Because this is not Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad. This is a spiritual ashram. And when every time you invest in this place, for every 80 apartments, 20 apartments go to the trust for the staff and other people. Otherwise, how does the trust have extra apartments to house the staff and guests? So yes, 20% cost is higher. But you cannot complain about it. If that is how you came here to do business and count every rupee, then you'd better not be here, because that is not the attitude with which you should be living here any which ways. Or your food is this priced, your items are that price. I said, you don't be here. That is the best way you can help yourself. So people are like that. Money-minded people will think God also in terms of money. Those people who go to Tirupati, 10% partnerships, 20% partnerships to Lord Venkateshwara. 80% they should make money and profit on it. That mindset doesn't work for, these are all agyanis only. They look like gyanis because they wear well and they want to talk well and speak well. But they are not real gyanis. They are dependent only. They are bound. The next shloka is there, 18.22 on 157. Asansarasya tukvapi na harsho na vishadata sa shitala mana nityam videha iva rajate. This person is continuation of the explanation of the Jivan Mukta. It says, Asansarasya, the one who does not belong to this world. Remember, you live in the world does not live in you. So he lives in the world, but the world does not live in him. That's why he is asansari. He lives in the sansara. Apparently, he might also be a married man with children and a business, but he does not involve in it. He is not bound by it. He is free. Such a person, tukva api na harsho na vishadita. In any situations for such a person, neither there is joy nor there is sorrow. Something good happens, you start jumping in joy. I achieved this, I achieved. No, not. Something goes wrong, you cry buckets. No, not true for this man. Who lives in the sansara but does not get attached to it. He may also go through good times and bad times, but he does not get affected. He does not get excited in good times and become sorrowful in the bad times. And how is this? Sa shitala mana, another nice quality. Shitala mana, of a peaceful mind. Shitala is actually cool. Cool mind. His mind as if is never affected by both ways, the goods and the bads that are happening in his life. His mind is always cool. His temperature is the same. Doesn't rise or fall because of situations. Shitalamana. Nityam, always, not just on certain days. Shitalamana nityam. He is always cool-headed. Videha iva rajate. As if he doesn't live in the body. Videhi means the one who does not live in the body. Free from the body attachment. Though he lives in the body, like he lives in the samsara, but yet he is asansari, yes, he is videhi. As if he does not live in that body, it doesn't affect him anymore. Iva rajate, he shines forth, he is effulgent, splendorous. Why? Free. He is free, therefore he is happy, so he is joyful, so his face is shining. Bound people cannot shine because they are always sad and angry and frustrated and all that. So he is always happy, free and shining. Why? Because he has no bondages, no dependencies. And he lives in the body, but as if he doesn't live in the body. He lives in the world as if he doesn't live in the world. So these people are made of a different metal altogether. They are not one of us. They look like one of us. They are not one of us. So Shitalamana, cool-headed, level-headed, calm and quiet, peaceful. Doesn't happen to everybody. Because in good times we are all peaceful and kind. In bad times, angry, frustrated, jealous, envious, complaining, crying, fighting. So many things we do when things are not our way. Or if good times happen, all excited, throwing parties, getting everybody to get excited, jumping around, not able to control our joy. That is the other extreme behavior we have. But these people are not like that. Whatever happens, they are fine, they said. Whatever happens, they are fine. Now, how can such a person live only because he has no desire and no dependencies? That is why he can be cool-headed. If desires are there, then he cannot be. I have another nice story. In 2012, Bhagavan told us to go to Badrinath to meet a very old saint, he told. 100 years, hundreds years, he said. I thought this is going to be very adventurous, going to Badrinath all the way to Himalayas. I hadn't been there. Then meeting somebody who is hundreds of years old. I've only heard about such yogis in Himalayas. I have never met one. But he told, you'll go and meet. So he gave us date, time and all that. So few of us went. And we went to Badrinath, the temple. that evening, he told the next day this man is going to meet us. He had given us date, time, place, everything before only Bhagwan in my meditation. So we managed to get the same date, time, everything, and we got a hotel. We checked in, and next morning is where I was supposed to meet the saint. And I was very excited. And he told me to just carry a blanket and give it to him, and some vibhuti and a photo of Bhagwan as prasadam to him. I was super excited. I said, how do you know him? He said, I know him from a long, long, long time. I said, all people know Bhagwan. So I didn't question that, but I asked him, how will I identify him if I meet him? He said, don't worry, he will recognize you. He will come to you. I said, that's even more adventurous. You go to a temple unknown to anybody, sit somewhere, and then one person walks in who is hundreds of years old, and you get to meet him. And I thought, what a wonderful adventure that would be. Anyways, that evening I went to temple, and he appeared in the temple and told, not today, tomorrow morning you're supposed to come. Why did you come today? I said, we had some time on hand, so we just came to see the scenery and what's going on. No, go back, come tomorrow. So again I went, slept, woke up. But that evening when I was in the temple, there were some bhajans were being sung in the North India style, loud and with dholak and manjiras and all that. And I also went and sat in the temple corridors, which are backside of the temple of Badrinath. And you can imagine it is Himalayas, Bhagirathi is flowing, so many devotees are there. It's a beautiful evening atmosphere, and loud singing of bhajans, chanting. So I sat in one by a pillar, resting my back. And then Bhagavan appeared and he said, look at that person. So there was a young man sitting next to me. Young means maybe in 40s or 50s, because black beard, black hair, but ochre robe, a jacket and a head scarf. And he had small jola-like thing, a make-do cloth bag. And he was also sitting and enjoying the bhajans. I looked at him, I said, okay. But after he didn't say anything, Bhagavan also went away. So I just noticed that person, but I didn't think. I thought, this can't be the old man, because old man is supposed to be hundreds of years old, so he should have a long jata and wrinkled skin. And so I did not pay much attention. Afterwards, when I came out, Gauri Shankar was there with me. He saw this man next to me, and he said, this is the man who asked for a lift while I was coming up to Badrinath. So I was coming in my taxi, and this man was standing near Hanuman Chatti, a place a few kilometers before Badrinath, and he asked for lift. So I gave him lift. I said, very nice. This man was sitting next to me also. Then he told, is this the Swamiji we are supposed to meet? Because two incidents have happened. He was sitting next to you and he took lift from me. I told, no, he's supposed to be an old man. So I didn't bother much. Then we gave him some food. He accepted. We went our way, ate our food, slept. Next morning at 5 o'clock we were supposed to come for Suprabhatam kind of a seva is there. But I got late a little bit. Doors closed. I was very upset. I worried because 7 o'clock I was supposed to meet him in the temple. I said, now how I have to finish puja, then I have to meet him also. If I go inside the puja and can't come out, and I miss this man, that would be a tragedy. So I was not sure what to do. But then somebody told me that there is another puja of Veda Parayana puja. So you have to buy the tickets for it. And somebody walked just then to give us a Tulsi Mala, which is favorite of Vishnu. And this was a vendor, but we bought it in the temple premises. Then we went inside, we got to sit right in front of the altar because we had the special puja tokens, and we could chant Narayan Suktam as enjoying the darshan of Naranarayana. It is in that place. Vishnu and Kubera is there, Lakshmi ji is there, all that. So we enjoyed, and then we came out before 7, and I didn't know where to do, so I just went and sat in the corner as Bhagavan had indicated. I sat there and I was waiting for 7 o'clock to happen and the old man to come. I sat there. Just when it was 7, I opened my eyes. I heard Bhagavan's voice, open your eyes, the man has come. And when I opened my eyes, I saw this man had come, this young man. And he was sitting in that corner. He told, go, his name is Akileshwarananda. Go and tell him that I have sent all these blessings for him. But I thought, this is supposed to be an old man, it looks too young. But then he said, no, go. So I got up and told, very, very hesitatingly, I asked, are you Akileshwara? No, what is your name? I asked. He said, I have no name. And then that was even difficult. Then I told him, see, this is the story. I have come all the way from Bangalore to meet a sage as told by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. But he is no more, he said. I said, yeah, he is no more, but he is still there. He guides us. Of course, these sages don't leave. Then I said, he told me that I am going to meet 7 o'clock on sannyasi, and it seems like it's you. But he told me it's an old sannyasi, and he told me to give these things. Is your name Akileshwarananda? I asked. Then he was very surprised because actually they call him Then he told, in Himalayas they call me Akileshwarananda, but I have no name because they don't identify themselves with any name. So that was the only proof that I am with the right person. And then I told him all these things. He was very touched and moved by the whole thing. Then Bhagavan had blessed him. I told you to take care of his stomach. He was in tears because he felt that love and concern. Then he told, you people are grastas, but you have attained such spiritual heights. We are here in the Himalayas, they are all looking for such experiences. But I asked him, how did you come here? He said, I was meditating a day or two before, and this Badrinath Swami, Vishnu, he came in my meditation and told, go to Badrinath at that morning at certain time, be there in Badrinath temple. That is how I came. Imagine. So then he told, connection ho gaya. Means your Baba and my Badri both have spoken to each other, and that is why we met here. Whatever be that Leela. And he was never hundreds of years old. No, soul is ageless, right? So Bhagavan, when he talks in different dimensions. You can't define him in our ways. Anyways, that was a beautiful experience. I gave him the blanket. He said, no, I don't want blanket. I only carry with me so much. I only keep so much as I can carry. I don't keep more than that, so that I can always be moving. Shiptaha, samskaravatena. I don't want to sit in one place or hoard things. My belongings are only so much that fits in this jola. Then I told him, I know, but please take it because he has told me to give, and you can do whatever you want with it. So he took it with reverence and took vibhuti, photo, all that, and then finally went. Then he told me, I live in Gupta Kashi, come there. Then I asked, how? He said, the way we met here, that is the way we will meet there, he said. We don't need phones and mobiles and phone numbers. So he just walked away after that. I was wondering, how this man must be. He must be in 45, 50 years maximum. Must have left his home and hearth and does not want even a name, does not identify with it. He comes to Badrinath because Badri Vishal told him in his meditation, go on that day. And gets the blessings, whatever be the reason. I don't know how it helps him just to have an extra blanket. But there is more to that. I'm sure something else happened there. And then all these episodes, then I was thinking how these people live like this, without address, without a plan of the day, without a goal in life, without any such control over what comes next. And he has no food to eat. That evening we gave food, so he ate. He has no money, he doesn't carry any money on him. How do these people live? That was the first glimpse of sannyasa to me. I didn't know that I have to be leading such a life at a later point in time. This was Bhagavan's way of teaching me how people live, and there are real people who live like this. This is not some rocket science that you can't understand. And slowly when things started happening to me, the cozy comforts of Bangalore gone, go to Chhattisgarh, do this, do that, lose everything, and then shift to Muddenahalli and start living here. Then I often remembered this incident. I have to be like him, no name, no place, no address, no relations, no desires, no dependencies. Only then you can do God's work. And that is how slowly this concept of sannyasa or the detachment started getting sunk in my consciousness. So if you really want to walk this path, it's not just about enjoying a few shlokas and then going back to your homes and starting off all over again the same old habits and ways. No. I'm not saying he's going to snatch away everything, but if you hold it too tight, he will. If he's interested in you. If he's not interested in you, he'll give you more so that you're stuck there forever. But if he's really interested in you and interested in your spiritual progress, he'll take away everything that does not fit his plan and give you back more or different things which are as per his plan. Earlier I used to have one small car, Santro, and one more car I used to have, which was Chevrolet Optra. That was also very dear to, because for Puttaparthi it was very good, lot of luggage space, and very steady German make. Santro used to keep wobbling everywhere. Today I have the best comfort of travel. You can't get a better car than this. And it's not mine. It's not my asking. It's come to me. And I can use it as I please, but I can't own it. I can never call it as mine. But I can go wherever I want. Nobody is going to say, why are you going here, why are you going there, why are you using this, why are you not using it. Doesn't matter. But am I attached to it? Not at all. Change that to something else tomorrow, I'm okay with that too. That is what happens when you become free. Not that you lose everything, maybe for a short while, but you gain back everything without any attachment in it. If your attachment, then he will take it away. I often tease Sumit. he used to sing songs, and he was very interested in Bollywood and singing. One day, of course, Bhagwan had told to build a hospital there, so I caught hold of him and told, see, you'll have to settle in Fiji and you have to work. But he was not used to living so long in Fiji at a stretch. Every now and then he'll escape to Bombay. And then he used to sing one song that Panghat pe mori bhaiya marodi. So I used to use that song and tease him. See, this Gopika goes to the river to fetch water in her pot. What does this Krishna do? Krishna wants to play with the Gopika. He is restless. But the Gopika has 100 things to do. She is a married woman with so many chores to accomplish. So she goes to fill her water in the pot. And what does Krishna do? Because he wants all her by himself, he breaks the pot using a slingshot, and breaks the pot. Now the pot is broken, the water is all gone. That is his way of drawing his devotee to himself, to destroy all the dependencies. So it is very nice song. Shall I sing 2 lines? Sumit will hopefully not be upset. It goes, Panghat pe mori bhaiya marodi, मैं बोली तो मेरी मटकी फोड़ी. पनघट पे मोरी भैया मरोड़ी, मैं बोली तो मेरी मटकी फोड़ी. पैया परूं करूं बिनती मैं पर, पैया परूं करूं बिनती मैं पर. माने न एक वो मोरी रे, सुध बिसरा गया मोरी. वो काला एक बांसुरी वाला, सुध बिसरा गया मोरी रे, सुध बिसरा गया मोरी. He has taken away my consciousness. Means I can't think of anything other than him. The only thing I can think of is him. Nothing else suits me. And what did he do? I was doing my worldly jobs, wanting to make money, have a position, relation, family, and the regular stuff. But he caught hold of me by the river bank. And what did he do? He caught hold of me and twisted my arms. Bhaiya, Marodi, means he twisted me, arm twisted me. Why? Because he wanted me to come with him, but I was not willing because I was busy. And when I complained, don't do this to me, he broke my pot. And I fell at his feet and I prayed, don't you do this to me. Paiya paru main, binati karu. I begged him, don't do this to me. Don't kill my relatives, don't destroy my business, don't take away my job and my friends and the comforts of a city life and the security of finances. Don't take any of these things away, please. But he didn't listen. मैं बोली तो मेरी मटकी फोड़ी, took away everything, and then पैया परू मैं बिनती करूं. I am begging him, I am praying to him, asking him, stop it. माने ना एक वो मोरी. Doesn't listen to one thing of mine. It doesn't listen to me at all. That dark-hued, dark-complexioned one, the one with the flute, he has taken away everything. My consciousness itself, he has taken away. What else is left? Makhan chor jo Nanda Kishore wo. The one who stole the butter, the son of that Nanda. What did he do to me? Kar gayo man ki chori. He stole away my heart. And so my heart means now I cannot enjoy anything else of this world. He has taken away my very ability to enjoy this world and run behind it. Now I have developed distaste for the world. That is what he has done to me. Why? Because he loves me and he is interested in me. If he did not love me and he was not interested in me, like Yadavas, he would have let them die, fight and die for kingdom and wealth and power. He wouldn't have interfered at all. But because he loved the Gopika, he interfered. He broke her pot, made her life miserable, and didn't listen even if she begged and prayed, please let me go. He didn't, because he loved her. This is the difference. How do you know God loves you? When he does not allow anything or anyone in life other than himself. That is when you know God loves you. Nothing works for you. Nobody comes near you. None of the projects happen. None of your plans work. Then you know there is something greater that is happening. Maybe God wants my attention at this point in time. So instead of going and begging God, please give back me my job, give me more wealth, give me my whatever plans to work, then maybe if He blesses you with all that thing, maybe He's really not blessing you. Because now you're not going to think of Him. You're only going to think of all this nonsense that you have accumulated around yourself. So maybe He's right in what He's doing, but we do not understand their actions, right? What He does, with what intention He does, we do not understand. So we fight. We fight with God, resist His will, because we think that doesn't fit our way of how God should be. But maybe God is just supposed to be like this. Take away everything that makes us dependent on the world and make us depend only on Him. In Him, on Him means on the truth, on the self. That could be the way of the gods. And that is why it is very, very interesting how God works. You cannot really define in one book of do's and don'ts. No, it doesn't work like that. For everyone He has a plan, and how He executes the plan is His choice. The greatest help we can do to God is not to resist His plan. Otherwise we fight and we make it difficult for Him. It's like we go to a doctor, he's trying to give you an injection. You are not able to sit in one place, you're jumping, crying. You make it worse for yourself. You don't allow the doctor to treat you. Don't do that to God is what I'm saying. These people don't do that because they're just flowing as per the divine will. They have no attachment to the body, they have no attachment to the samsara. They're free from all attachments, so they're able to exactly live as per God's will and not by their own desires. So think of such great ones and get inspired. Similar sloka, we'll take one more and then close. Kutrapi na jihasasti, nasho vapi na kutrachit, atma ramasya dhirasya, shitalachattaratmanaha. It means kutrapi na jihasasti. He has no desire anywhere to give up things also. Jihasa, asa and jihasa, both are not there. To desire for something or to reject something, nasho vapi kutrachit. To get rid of something also does not happen to him. Desiring that I must have this, and also desiring that I should not have it. I should not have troubles, but I should have only joys. I should have success. I should not have any failures. I should have only friends, no enemies. All these kinds of ideas don't exist. Then Atma Ramasya Dhirasya Shitalacha Achataratmanaha. He who is Atma Ramaha, who is residing in himself, Atma Aramaha actually, who is peaceful within himself, he is satisfied, self-satisfied, is completely at peace and contented. Such a person who revels in his self, dhirasya, of that steadfast discrimination and that ability to differentiate between the world and spirituality, doesn't get attacked. Such a courageous and steadfast one, Shitala, Achataraha, exceedingly he is pure, ultimate purity he has. And Shitala, of tranquility of mind, of peace of mind, coolness of mind. Such a person abides in the self, the Atman. So this wise one, how does he live? He has no desire to have something or not have something. We are always running towards things we like and running away from things we don't like. This person is okay with both. Whatever comes as per the divine destiny, he accepts it. And then what does he do? He remains free from all such craving to gain or lose or reject and accept. And his mind is always serene, cool and calm because he is extremely pure. Extremely pure. Shitala Achatara. Exceedingly, extremely, completely pure. He has no desire, therefore he is completely pure. Desires are impurities in us. So desirelessly he lives. For what sake? For the sake of executing or expressing the divinity, which is wanting him to do what he wants or what he does is doing. It is not his wish, will or desire with which he acts. He does what exactly the divine wants him to do. Now our problem is that our mind starts interfering with the divine plan because we have our own parallel plan. We want it to be this way, not the other way. Yes, we want to be spiritual, but spiritual only with all these conditions applied. We should have enough wealth in the bank. We should have enough friends around. No problems should happen to us. No disease should trouble us. Our relatives and everybody whom we love, they all should live happily and comfortably. Then I am ready to come and do what you require me to do. But it may not be that way at all. It may not be that way at all. So, spirituality, as I said, is not for the weak-minded, it is only for the courageous. Spiritual path is the most courageous path. You may think being bold and courageous is to probably go and fight a war at the borders and fight with some enemies, or climb Mount Everest, or do bungee jumping, or maybe go to the moon. You may think all this is courage and adventure. No. The greatest adventure is a spiritual path. You don't know what comes next. It surprises at every turn. And you don't know, but you at the same time are willing and accepting of whatever comes your way. That is freedom, that is independence, that is purity, that is tranquility and serenity, that is equal-mindedness, that is steadiness, that is the way of the jnanis. Whereas the unwise ones always are shaking every now and then. And if things go wrong to them, they all the more shake and complain and cry and lose faith and things like that. I know of people who have thrown photos of Bhagwan out of their windows because things didn't work out the way they wanted to be. They've done that, all these things. I know, they've thrown my photos also out, by the way. Why they've thrown out? Because it didn't work out to be the way they wanted it to be. They had a plan, they had their own idea of how spiritual path would be. And it was not exactly how they wanted it. They didn't want this God. They might have got some other photos, I do not know. Or maybe thrown gods altogether out. We don't know. But these are the people who lose faith with little shake and they fall. They're not steady, they're not deep rooted. Bhagavan keeps saying, if you put a nice portrait on the wall, you first check the nail. Without checking the nail, if you put the portrait, it will fall or the thing will break. So you put the nail and then you shake it a bit and check. So the shaking has to happen as a part of the spiritual path. When you shake, then dry leaves will fall. Then you can float around without a care. Otherwise, you are bound to the tree for your existence, holding on for your dear life. I want my sap today, my food today, my security today. Break away. Who can tell you what to do and what not to do? You don't depend on that tree anymore. You have your own existence, which is pure and free. How many people can enjoy this freedom, you tell me? They cannot. They say they are not bound, but I know deep down they are bound. Not bound by wealth, and bound by the idea of spirituality itself. How spirituality should be, how it should be. They say don't want anything, but they don't mean it. Because deep down there are insecurities. Whichever way you call it responsibilities, call it duties, call it worldly requirements, call some story they will tell. But very few people I give a call. This is time, this is the time, and if you don't catch the train now, the next train is going to come God knows when. This is the time. Just drop everything and jump into the train. But they don't have the courage to do that. They say, no, it's too early. Another train will come, I'm sure we will catch the next one. They give excuses. God cannot be rude to us. God is always compassionate. He understands what I am going through. He understands my difficulties and responsibilities. These are all God-given duties only. I am serving God only. But God only is calling you to come, isn't it? Then why are you giving these excuses? Because you are not ready. You are not mature. Therefore you are giving excuses to God only about why you cannot do what God is telling. Because God has given other things to do. They are like that. I've seen enough people. That is why I see through the falsehood. So I used to get very restless in the beginning and tell Bhagavan, what is this? I don't want to deal with these people. They used to tell, you are a teacher. Teacher needs to have patience. Patience means the child will learn at its own pace, and all children don't learn at the same pace. You must have patience with them. But they are lying to you. They are lying to me. They don't want to learn. They are simply sitting in the class and whiling away time, wasting my time. He said, slowly they will develop interest. Slowly they will develop interest. I tell whether they will develop or interest or not, I am developing disinterest in this job of yours, of teaching people. No, you can't afford to do that. You must have all the patience in the world. Because when you are a teacher, you should have patience. Oh, he trained me and trained me and trained me. After that, I stopped judging people, stopped deciding who is right, who is wrong, who is interested, not interested. I just come to teach. Whoever learns, learns. Who doesn't learn, their problem. Like a teacher in the class can come and teach 30 people. 3 people may be very interested. They'll sit in the front row, learn everything. 20 will learn somewhat distracted. Another 10 won't learn anything in the class. It happens, right? So I cannot do, but I try my best to see to that the last child also develops interest and learns. But then if somebody is just not willing to do it, what can I do? Then Bhagavan told me once, don't worry, whatever you are saying, whatever they are listening, it will somehow, some lifetime, it will be of use to them. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. The efforts put on the spiritual path are never wasted. And pratyayayano vidyate, and there are no adverse effects to spiritual things. So some of the students are there, they're interested only in education, what can I do about it? But I'm forcing them to sit through my class. Because who knows at what point of time in your life these Ashtavakra classes will come handy and help you deal with life situations which are otherwise uncontrollable. Then you might be able to find some peace and calmness and serenity because of these teachings. What else can I do more than that? So Bhagavan told me, do your job. No, don't have expectation everybody will become a jnani over here. Some people will become, they will put efforts, they are sincere, they have accumulated good karmas, but some people won't. But whatever you have taught them, it will remain with them somewhere in their subconscious mind. And who knows, at some point in time that will come handy to them. And if not in this lifetime, then in another lifetime, someday, somewhere. So nothing will go waste. You keep doing whatever job you have got to do, and without expectations you keep doing. So we are continuing to doing that. With that, I want to tell you that because we are getting closer to the final functions and inaugurations, so all the able-bodied ones, I'm not asking those who are on wheelchairs and walking with the sticks and they'll get a back pain with every bend. No. Those who are little able-bodied and can do some solid lifting and physical work, please go to the hospital. And it needs a lot of cleaning, lifting, clearing the site and movement of furniture and equipment and all that. So please, you don't have to come for Ashtavakra class. You please go there. And if you are below 40, you must go there. You don't better not come to the class. And above 15, let us say, because smaller than children, I don't want them to go. So if you're anywhere between 15 and 40, 45, that is your Ashtavakra class. Not here. Please don't come tomorrow. Harikesh must make note. If he sees people below 45, 50 hanging around here in Ashtavakra class, ask them if they have a medical condition, fine. If they don't have, they all should help there. All right? Because that needs a lot of cleaning and clearance. And there are batches of it. All can't storm the place because there won't be enough work to do at the same time. So batch by batch, they will, from 6 o'clock it starts in the morning. So there will be one batch 6 to 8, 8:30. The next batch after a gap from 9 to 10:30, like that, 1.5 hours to 2 hours a day. So in batches you can go and help, and Bharat will help you. Harikesh, you can take the schedule and accordingly classify. They'll give you some work to do. As I said, it's a miracle. The way it has come out this far itself is a miracle. This also we were not expecting because it was too much work. But like Bharat said, it has built itself. It has built itself. So let it be so. Whatever comes out of it, the functions are getting closer. So I told Bharat now it should look a little more presentable. All the extra work don't do now. Whatever has been achieved so far, that's good. And now clean up and make it presentable. So that requires a lot of hands on deck. Everybody can contribute and help from now to whatever number of days up till 19th, 20th as it is needed. And we will see. So those people need not attend Ashtavakra classes. They can always watch it online. And then the rest of them have to continue because I can't speak to empty walls, So I have to have some people listening. Even if you're not listening, at least be sitting. I have a very tough time just talking to camera. I just can't talk to camera because it doesn't nod at all. You need to know whether somebody is listening and somebody is appreciating. So you need some students. Even the COVID times, they said you can't teach anything, you have to talk to the camera. I said, I can't talk to the camera. At least put 2-3 people in front of me. So those who had some interest or they had no choice, they were all put in front of me, 3-4 of them in the Premamrutham. Every social distancing is there, right? So one sits here, one sits there, one sits there. That is how we had recorded the lectures then. But that is how it is. We won't stop. Stop not till the goal is reached. So I have decided that Ashtavakra I cannot finish before 23rd. This book may be over, the next book is there. But what I thought is that through the year, we'll keep reading Ashtavakra. Every satsang, take up 2 shlokas, continue. So it's a good exercise, and last chapter is like a revision. So if you take up the entire thing and do it for the next 6 months over various satsangs, it will be a good revision of the entire book. All right? Okay. We're going to sing a song.
Now we'll be presenting a Dasara Pada. by Kanakadasa. This song speaks about it is far better to live simply, humbly, and even in solitude than to associate with the ignorant, the deceitful, and the envious. True peace and liberation lie only in sincere devotion to Lord Vithala. So this song is set in Rag Bhim Palas. ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೆ ಸೋ ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸು ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸೋ ಉಂಬುಡುವುದಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲದರಸನೋಲಗಕ್ಕಿಂತ ತುಂಬಿದೂರೊಳಗೆ ತಿರಿದುಂಬುವುದೆಲೇಸು ಉಂಬುಡುವುದಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲದರಸನೋಲಗಕ್ಕಿಂತ ತುಂಬಿದೂರೊಳಗೆ ತಿರಿದುಂಬುವುದೆಲೇಸು ಹಂಬಲಿಸಿ ಹಾಳ್ಹರಟೆ ಹೊಡೆಯುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಂಬಲಿಸಿ ಹಾಳ್ಹರಟೆ ಹೊಡೆಯುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹರಿದಾಸರ ಕೂಡ
ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆಯೇಸು ಹಂಬಲಿಸಿ ಹಾಡ್ಹರಟೆ ಹೊಡೆಯುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹರಿದಾಸರ ಕೂಡ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆಯೇಸು ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸು ಒಡನೆ ಹಂಗಿಸುವನೋದರವನುಂಬುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕುಡಿ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿದುಕೊಂಡಿರುವುದೇಲೇಸು ಒಡನೆ ಹಂಗಿಸುವನೋದರವನುಂಬುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕುಡಿ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿದುಕೊಂಡಿರುವುದೇಲೇಸು ಬಿಡದೆ ಬಾಂಧವರೊಡನೆ ಕಡಿದಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬಿಡದೆ ಬಾಂಧವರೊಡನೆ ಕಡಿದಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅಡವಿಯೊಳಗ ಜ್ಞಾತವಾಸವೇಲೇಸು ಬಿಡದೆ ಬಾಂಧವರೊಡನೆ ಕಡಿದಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅಡವಿಯೊಳಗ ಜ್ಞಾತವಾಸವೇಲೇಸು ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸು ಮಸೆಯುತಿಹ ಮತ್ಸರದ ನೆರೆಯೊಳಿರುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಸನಿಲ್ಲದ ಹಾಳುಗುಡಿಯೇಲೇಸು ಮಸೆಯುತಿಹ ಮತ್ಸರದ ನೆರೆಯೊಳಿರುವುದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಸನಿಲ್ಲದ ಹಾಳುಗುಡಿಯೇಲೇಸು ಬಿಸಜಾಕ್ಷಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾದಿ ಕೇಶವರಾಯ ಆ ಸಜಾಕ್ಷಕಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆ ಆದಿಕೇಶವರಾಯ ವಸುಮತಿಯೋಳು ನಿನ್ನ ದಾಸತ್ವವೇಲೇಸು ವಸುಮ अधिक स्नेहक्किंत सुज्ञानिಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸೋ ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸೋ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸೋ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಳವೇಲೇಸೋ
सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् दीनदुःखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय दीनदुःखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरताय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय नित्यशुद्ध निर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्ति महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धव ओम जय जगदीश माता पिता गुरुदैवम् मरियन्तयुरीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयुरीवे नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेव मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।